So a little bit on the Toyota truck. I originally bought a 302 swap for it. Uh, Plan being eventually I'll just step to a 351 Windsor. I don't like spending money twice, so I figured I could get my money back out of the 302. I found, as you can see, a 351 Windsor guaranteed running. Obviously, I still had to buy intake for the 302 as well as distributor. So figured I'd not buy it for that. Buy a 351 for a decent price. Then I'll buy the intake for that and distributor instead. The only thing different from the 302 on that is going to be the flywheel, because it has a 28 ounce imbalance versus a 50 ounce that the 302 HOs come with. So that I'm gonna try to take my flywheel that I already have to the machine shop, see if they could do that 28 ounce imbalance rather than buying a $200 one. That way I could already use the clutch I have. So it's nothing special. It's just a 5.8 out of a truck. Uh, Set to be 91, so it's still flat tap it. Which, I just want something I can drop in, get it all fabbed up, mounts and all that. Then later on, I can find me or convert this one to a roller motor, or find a roller motor while this one already runs, drive it around, and I could build the other motor. That way I don't have to have it down while I build the other motor. So next thing to do now, I'm going to take all the accessories off while it's still in the truck, make it a little lighter and easier to take off the truck, because I will not need any of these accessories, minus maybe alternator, which that's a brand new alternator in it. And I also have the alternator from the 302, but in case for whatever reason they don't interchange, then like I said, I already have one here. So I'm going to start moving all this stuff. But yeah, like I said, that's the plan. It's gonna have a T5 behind this one. That uh, truck still runs. Obviously, I picked up the motor in the little truck. Guy that I got the motor from was super cool. Big Mustang guy. He has some pretty badass cars, but he was definitely happy that I didn't LS swap this, and instead I'm doing a Ford swap. So that was pretty rad. So yeah, like I said, just stay tuned for this. Definitely going to try to have it running by spring, since it shouldn't be all that much crazy fab work like the 81 was. And there's a lot more off the shelf parts that I could buy to make it easier. I will also be doing new Edge 88 rear end with a 4-link on it. So obviously I skipped all the boring parts from cleaning the engine, because it was one valve cover gasket had been replaced but not the other, so one side leaked really bad. This side wasn't as bad, but the side over here, which would be passenger side, was super bad. So I got that all cleaned off, masked, took all the intake off and all that. As you can see, that's the old 302 that originally was going to go in it. I'm glad that it's not a roller motor, for now at least, so I can keep this vintage looking valve covers. I got distributor ordered, flywheel to mate the 351 with the T5. Intake, I'm waiting on this lady to get back to me on a used one that seems to be in good shape, so I don't mind paying or waiting rather than spend 200 more bucks just for the same one that's new. So other than that, gonna get some paint for the headers, get them painted, make it start looking like it's decent. I still got to clean the oil pan, paint it, which I'm not sure if I'll be able to run that one because it's a truck pan versus the Mustang pan. I believe the Mustang one is a little narrower here, so it gives it a double hump is what they call it. So I'll find out when I have to drop it in. But at least it's looking like a motor now, so just waiting on all the other parts, that way I can tear this apart. But I haven't started on it just because I still have scrap to take, fridge, and that's why it's in the garage. And obviously there's no snow out yet, so if I need a truck I can still use it. Once we get a big snowstorm, then I'll throw it on the list, start taking it apart. So, but for now, just getting everything else ready. So I can, as soon as I pull the motor, I can start mocking up and stuff and go from there. So, fucking stoked, man. I can't wait. Should be fairly easy. There's tons of room right now. Exhaust can just be cut off. Don't need it. Wire harness pulls through the firewall, I believe. Right there. So I'll have to get under the dash to get that off. That way it just stays on the engine. Comes out in one piece. Got a drain fluids radiator. I'm not sure if I'll be able to use the same one or not. I'm sure gonna try, but I might have to go with a bigger one and tuck it more under the grill, which would be fine. There's plenty of space since I probably will not be running AC. So it should be pretty straightforward. So, like I said, time to start on it. Been a long time coming. I just been using the truck here and there, but finally snowed out enough to where can't really drive it. Like I could, but I don't really want to. So time to start pulling the motor. So the teardown on the Toyota obviously already began. I'll show you guys what I got going on with it. I actually went ahead and pulled the front clip, so I'll show you guys here and then talk about that. So like I said, I ended up taking off the whole front clip, including the radiator support. I just undid all the spot welds. That will help with putting the engine in and out, so it just goes straight in. Don't have to worry much about trying to angle it in and all that. Then the plan is make a lip all around here, down there. So it's the radiator support is actually a bolt-on rather than having to work around it every time. For whatever reason, if I have to mess with front of the motor or whatever, it should be pretty easy to take off. I see got the exhaust out, everything's out of the way. Fuse box is over there, since it comes across on the radiator support, sits right about there. Still not sure if I'm going to leave it where it was for or relocate it. Make the engine bay a little cleaner. I'm still not sure on that. Might actually tuck all these wires so you don't see them, and then the fuse box, put it where it's not really visible. But yeah, like I said, from now on it should be pretty straightforward. I still got the engine over there. I have to take off the stand, do the rear main seal while it's out, and do the flywheel on it, bolt the clutch up and throw the tranny on it. That way I can start mocking and seeing what's next with motor mounts and all that stuff. So Guess stay tuned for this. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do this the easy way. Originally, I was gonna do the Mustang 2 front to do coilovers, but not really sure at this point. I really don't want to do all that work right now, so I might mock it up with suspension that's in there now, and then later on I'll see if I decide to actually do the Mustang 2 front or not. But you know, like I said previously, motor's out. You got the motor down here, getting it ready for the flywheel, clutch, and then the tranny's going on next. Then I'll be able to start mocking it in, seeing what needs to get trimmed out, how it's gonna all work, and all that. Then we'll throw this on, and then go on from there with everything else. Oh, flywheel is on. Clean that off and do the same with pressure plate. And then we can throw the clutch on. There you go.
Keep going, keep going. You can use both hands. You want the bigger one? Put the bigger one, it's a little easier. Watch. So you can use more leverage. Hold it. Put this one. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there you go. And you get more leverage.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're fine. That's why you go back up. There you go. There.
Yeah, just like that. So that's a ratchet. There you go. Just go. No, you're going in. You're going in. You're doing just fine. Yeah, keep going. Good job. Keep going. Keep going. Hold it right here. So, yeah. Hold it right on the back. There you go. Put your hand like that so it doesn't fall off as you go. Alright, move to the next one. Down here. There you go. Just. Oh, that was a little too loose. Let me tighten my hand a little bit.
Alright, now do it. Good job. Don't go all the way.
It's okay. Put it back in and keep going. There you go. Alright, move on to the next one. Down at the bottom. Right there. There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's okay. That's why you gotta hold the backside. Hold the backside, puppy.